Welcome to The Explainer. So, when you think about better security, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably more cameras, right? But what if the real answer isn't just more eyes, but, more brains behind those eyes? Today, we're diving into a startup that's trying to do exactly that. Turn boring old surveillance into something truly intelligent, an active guard instead of just a passive recorder.
So let me kick this off with a question for you. Are your security cameras blind? Yeah, it sounds like a total contradiction, right? But it really gets to the core of this huge problem we have. I mean, what's the point of seeing everything if you don't actually notice the one thing that matters?
And look, this isn't some hypothetical what-if scenario. This is the big, unseen security flaw in how we do things now. We're surrounded by CCTV cameras, right? They're everywhere. But most of the time, we only find out something went wrong way after it happened. By then, it's just too late.
And get this, the scale of the waste is just mind-boggling. A staggering 80% of all CCTV footage is just deleted without anyone ever looking at it. That's 4 out of every 5 hours of video. Just think about that. All that data, all those potential clues, just gone. Poof, vanished into thin air.
Okay, so this is way more than just wasted hard drive space. It points to a really deep, critical failure in this system itself. I mean, having a person manually review all that footage, it's way too slow, it's super expensive. Honestly, it's just not practical. So what happens? We end up being reactive. We find out about a problem hours, maybe even days later. These systems just aren't set up to prevent things from happening. And because of that, an estimated 90% of suspicious stuff just goes completely unnoticed.
So this failure really sets up this classic showdown, the old reactive way versus a new proactive approach to security. It's a complete shift in thinking, really. We're moving from asking, hey, what happened yesterday, to asking, what's happening right now that I need to pay attention to?
And when you put them side by side, the difference is just, well, it's night and day. The old way? That's you. Wasting hours staring at a screen, a totally manual, boring, mind-numbing job. The new way? That's the future. We're talking instant automated alerts. We're talking time-efficient, accurate, and even hygienic, contactless systems. It's a whole different ballgame.
All right, so who's actually building this future? Let me introduce you to Nirapotta. And what's so cool about their story is that this company wasn't cooked up in some giant corporate R&D lab. Nope, it was started by 3 university students who just looked at this problem and said, hey, we can do better.
First things first, let's talk about the name, Nirapotta. It's the Bangla word for security or safety. And it's just one of those simple, powerful names that perfectly nails the company's mission while also showing its deep roots in the community it's aiming to serve.
So who are these minds? They're 3 third-year students from BUIT, which is Bangladesh's top engineering university. You've got M. Nazma Saqib as the CEO, Arafat Payal as the CMO, and MD Nafis Hussain as the CTO. It's this young, really sharp team that's driving all this innovation.
Okay, so how does this whole thing actually work? Well, the process is pretty elegant, really. It breaks down into 3 simple steps. 1. The AI is watching in real time and detects something suspicious, maybe someone loitering where they shouldn't be. 2. It immediately fires off an alert right to your phone with context. And 3. It generates a report you can actually use. See? You're not just getting a noisy alarm, you're getting actual intelligence.
So, it's this process that really turns all that boring, raw footage into something you can act on, real intelligence. But let's get down to brass tacks. What are the actual tangible benefits of making surveillance this smart?
Let's start with a baseline, just to see what we're up against. To manually review 1 hour of regular old CCTV footage, well, it takes you an hour. It's a 1-to-1 deal, a total time suck.
Now, get this. With Nirapotta's AI, that same 1-hour chunk of video, it can be analyzed in just 3 minutes. 3! That's a 20 times increase in efficiency. Think about that. A task that used to eat up a whole hour of your day is now done in less time than it takes to brew a cup of coffee. That's a game changer.
And that incredible efficiency, that's the magic link between the features on a spec sheet and real-world results. Those real-time alerts, they lead to instant detection, which can help lower crime. That super-fast analysis, it means you can react quickly, which makes it way easier to identify who was involved. And those actionable reports? They turn messy data into clear insights so you can make smarter, more accurate decisions.
Okay, so a great idea is one thing, but you gotta have a market for it, right? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the business side of things. Is there actually a demand for this kind of tech, both in Bangladesh and maybe even beyond? Well, the numbers definitely seem to point to yes. Just in Bangladesh, the total potential market for this kind of smart security is about $135 million. Now, Nirapotta is being smart about it. They're targeting a more specific, serviceable market of over $3 million, and their initial goal is to capture a $225,000 piece of that pie. It's a really focused strategy, which is exactly what you need to build a sustainable business from the ground up.
And they absolutely have a plan to get there. Their roadmap lays it all out. They're starting with R&D, then building out the core automated alert system. From there, they'll add periodic reports, then really beef up their analysis engine to hit that 20x speed boost, and eventually they're aiming to create customized solutions for big institutions. So you see, it's not just about one single product, it's about building a whole platform for growth.
You know, when you take a step back, this story is about so much more than just a new security gadget. It's really about creating a whole new way of seeing. It's about shifting our focus away from just watching and moving towards genuine understanding. And their mission statement really captures this idea perfectly. It says they want to empower secure, intelligent monitoring for all, with technology that's accessible, efficient, and trusted. And that word all is key. This is about democratizing security, right? Bringing these powerful, smart tools to everyone, not just the big corporations with massive security budgets.
So, this brings us all the way back to that one powerful central question. What if security wasn't about the endless, passive chore of just watching? What if it was about the active, intelligent process of understanding? What would our world look like if our systems could finally tell us what truly matters right at the moment it matters most? Well, that's the future Nirapotta is trying to build.